small town called Aroma Park, Illinois, and on August 7th, 1995, he decided to ride his bike down to the local dock, the boat dock, where he met up with some friends. He knew that he was supposed to be home at 5 p.m., and at 5:22, his mom knew that there was something tragically wrong. 8 days later, they would find his body stabbed 50 times, badly mutilated, and decomposing in a shallow grave. The person responsible had just recently been released from jail for committing a similar crime years earlier. Sadly, Christopher's story is only one of many. In fact, according to the United States Department of Justice, in a report October 2002, 800,000 children go missing every year. Micah Moulton, the president of Surviving Parents Coalition, said in an interview with the Daily Journal in May of 2013 that she is worn out from listening and grieving each time a child goes missing. Children are our most precious generation, and sadly, they are sought after by predators for molestation, torture, and killing. Luckily, there is something that we can all do about it, and we can take steps to prevent this happening to the ones we love, the children in our lives. So today we will go over the problem of children going missing and abductions. Second, we will discuss why this is happening and why children are taken. And third, we will discuss some steps that each one of us can take in our own lives to prevent this from happening to the children that surround us. According to the ABC News Nightline special reported in May 2013, roughly 2,000 children go missing every year. There are three different ways you can look at abductions. The first are the stereotypical kidnappings. Stereotypical kidnappings are what you think of when children go missing for a long period of time, when they're held overnight, when they're held for ransom, when they're killed, or held for the intent of permanent capture. Susceptibility is very common because of the fact that it can happen everywhere. It happens at parks, in homes, schools. There's nowhere, sadly, that a child is safe. There have been reported cases of children being taken from their own beds, from their front porches, and from the streets they live on. Sadly, these kidnappings don't just happen to the children, but it consequently affects their families. Families suffer an emotional roller coaster as they lose their children to this horrific crime. In an interview with People magazine, a woman named Lori, who lost her daughter Ashley Pond to a kidnapping and murder, said that it's a terrible tragedy, then it doesn't get better. You feel like a piece of yourself is missing. So stereotypical. Stereotypical happens to 115 people per year, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, in a report updated April 2014. It can happen with strangers, and there's no way to identify what a stranger is or what a bad guy looks like. It can be anybody. There are extreme circumstances, and there are the normal day activities. As I said, susceptibility can be in your yard, bed, park. You're nowhere, are you completely safe? And they can be missing from anywhere. The family trauma is unbelievable. The emotional distress, grueling journey, and their broken lives. Now, of course, it seems like, why would this keep happening? Why would this continue if it is so horrific? The answer is because there are holes in our system that the criminals are allowed to get through. We will talk about the ongoing problem. convicted criminals are able to get through these holes in our judicial system. One such case is Jessica Lunsford. Jessica Lunsford was 9 years old, living in Homosassa, Florida, when on February 23, 2005, as she was sleeping in her bed, a man came into her home and took her. It wouldn't be until 23 days later they would find her dead after being raped and buried alive. The man responsible had just been committed as a sex offender and fallen through the system. No one had been checking in on him. He went under the radar. This is the case with so many criminals. They're able to escape the system by moving around, staying in shelters, and sadly, interfering in the lives of those we love. 75% of abductors, according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, in an article in August 2009, have said that they have prior arrests. Surroundings. It can happen, like I said, everywhere. And the sad thing is that parents don't know what is going on in their community sometimes. According to Parents Magazine, in an article from March 2013, of the 80% of child abductions occur within 1/4 mile of the child's home. They don't happen where you're on vacation. They happen where you live, where you think you're safe. This is actually a map of registered sex offenders in the United States. These are resources available for parents that they don't know about that can keep their child safe. So now that we know why this keeps happening, now we can take the steps to prevent it from happening. Getting involved. There are campaigns, classes, and volunteer opportunities. I would invite you all to take part in the Join the Take 25 campaign. Take 25 minutes out of your day to inform your child of procedures they can take to be safe in their lives. You can pledge to discuss safety with them and practice what-if scenarios. Classes. There are local community safety classes for your kids right here in the Valley. Christopher's Clubhouse was formed after the death of Christopher Meyer, and they are now providing self-defense training one-on-one with these kids. You can volunteer, you can change these numbers. They rely on your help to spread the word of hope and survival. Safety instructors, like myself, provide these kids with the chance to run away, get help, and not be a victim. I have cards for you here today about all of these steps that you can take. And I hope that you will join me in making sure that this effort stops and that we can protect our children. Christopher Meyer's story was one of many, but he paved the pathway for safety education and empowerment. And I invite you all to join me in preventing this from ever happening to someone that you love.